This week was absolutely non-stop, but before we dive into everything that happened, here's a quick update on the coach house. In just a few weeks, the masons have worked wonders. Damaged bricks replaced, and both the base and final layers of render applied. It's hard to believe how quickly it's all coming together. With every day, the coach house looks more and more like the beautiful building it once was.
What an exciting day. I can't believe that we are finally at the stage where the masons are starting to put up the scaffolding and they are going to start renovating this front facade. This is the facade that we have looked at for the last 6 years and we just couldn't wait to be able to renovate it, and finally the day has arrived. It feels so good to be rescuing this building. I can't tell you. I don't know if we ever knew how long it would take us to renovate the chateau and be at the stage where we could start looking at the outbuildings. We always knew it would be eventually, but yeah, it's very exciting.
So we just cut all the ropes, wires, and then it will just fall down and lie here.
It's not going to be too much in the way. So tomorrow is our big patron day. Once a year, we invite all our patrons to come to the chateau, have a tour of the chateau, the grounds, see what we're working on at the moment, and it's a really nice chance to get to meet them in real. So my plan is to make a tarte aux fraises, which is a very traditional summer tart with strawberries. And as we have lots of strawberries in the garden at the moment, I thought this would be the perfect thing to make for tomorrow. And it's super, super simple. All you need is 200 grams of flour, 80 grams of sugar, 100 grams of butter, which I'm going to cut up, and this is a bit softened, and a little pinch of salt, and then we're just going to add 1 egg as well. So obviously you can buy pre-made pastry, but this is like a short crust pastry, and it's so easy to make, and it tastes so much better. So now it's ready to go in the oven, and I'm going to put the oven on 200 degrees centigrade. I'm just going to bake it for 20 minutes. Okay, whilst that's cooking, I'm going to make my crème pâtissière, which is like a pastry cream or like a custard, and it's really easy. I'm just going to put 500 ml of milk, and I'm going to put 1 vanilla pod, and I'm just going to start heating that up. And then in the meantime, I'm going to start mixing up 100 grams of sugar, 3 egg yolks, 50 grams of flour. So I'm going to mix my flour, egg yolks, and sugar into my milk. So it should start thickening up. And now I'm just going to add 50 grams of melted butter. Oh no, disaster. I think I should have cut the pastry after it was cooked. All right, I'm gonna redo the pastry then. I think the kids and Philip will eat that, so it's not going to go to waste. So thankfully the second crust has worked. Can I lift it out without breaking it? That's the question. Don't look at the broken bit. I also have a rather lumpy crème pâtissière now that I have left it for a while. But hey, I'm sure it tastes good. So I have all of these strawberries. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but so satisfying when you can have your own produce from your own garden. Ella is back from school. All right, so the idea is, I think we try to place them kind of like this. Remember, like that.
Oh, we're gonna do it tomorrow then.
Definitely not perfect, but homemade. I was in the middle of baking, but I've seen the weather forecast and tomorrow looks like it is gonna rain all day. So I was thinking to go and do my flowers tomorrow morning, but I think I should do it now. That grey sky behind me is looking pretty ominous, so I better hurry up. Beautiful blue hydrangeas have come out just in time. I love this blue hydrangea. Apparently the myth is, I don't know if it's true, the previous owners said that their parents buried a lot of iron in the ground and the pH changed and they became blue hydrangeas. Good tip is if you want to change the pH of your soil and get blue hydrangeas, apparently you should be burying some iron in your garden. Not sure if that is very eco-friendly, but I'm not complaining about these beautiful blue hydrangeas. I am going to try and rescue some of the roses off our beautiful climbing rose. I'm a bit sad that we didn't think about maybe moving it last winter. I hope it's going to survive because it's such a beautiful rose.
It's absolutely crazy at the Chateau. So many things are going on at the same time. Luckily, we are super good, super excellent at multitasking, especially Anna. She can do 5 things at the same time. I personally don't like multitasking so much. I try to avoid it, it makes me nervous. As a matter of fact, I literally never multitask. I'm more the outsourcing guy. I like to outsource when there's too much to do. I even started calling myself the outsourcerer. If there's a homepage to make, for example, I don't start designing and programming. I go to Squarespace, an all-in-one platform to create an outstanding web presence, which also happens to be this week's ad. Squarespace helps you to create a website, sell your products and services, and even market your business once the website is up. It allows everybody to get a fully custom website in just a few steps with their powerful AI website builder. You provide basic information about your industry, your goals and personality, and Squarespace produces premium quality design and content recommendations. You can also start from a library of professionally designed and award-winning website templates with options for every use and category. However you create your page, Squarespace has an integrated invoicing and payment system, so no complicated linking with external services. And as cherry on top of the cake, every Squarespace website comes with integrated features that help increase your ranking in search results. And because you want to experience this for yourself, head over to squarespace.com/howtorenovate-a-chateau for a free trial. And if you're ready to launch, use offer code howtorenovate-a-chateau to get 10% off for your first purchase of a website or domain. Over the past 3 months, whenever I found a bit of spare time, I headed down to our sailboat to work on the electrical refit. I started with zero experience in 12-volt systems, But with the help and guidance of my friend and marine electrician Guido and his son David from Germany, I managed to replace the old AGM batteries with a brand new high-tech lithium setup. It should give us all the power we need for our summer cruise and keep us editing videos while we're underway. It's the last day before Guido comes, my friend and boat electrician, with his son to check the installation that I made. Am I finished? Yeah, I still have a lot of things to do, and obviously still some pieces are missing, but I think I can almost do everything, and then when he comes I maybe need half an hour to finish. I'm going to show you what I did. I'm quite proud of it. However, I haven't switched anything on, and I still have a massive building site here. You see all this area here that is obviously not as it should be, so there's a lot of things that have to be installed today. And I'm going to use this piece here. I designed it myself from the 3D printer. I already used it here. You see, I can organize cables that they need to be tied on. But yeah, it's a cable organizer. You see, and it looks like this. And it's screwed on, and it has softened edges, so there's no chafe on the cables. I'm very proud of this. So this is going to be installed now here, with these cables here. So, oh, that's so cleverly made. Look at this. It looks so good. And now all these can be tied in here. Everything has to be made in order that the lid still closes, which is the case. So I also made these nice cables, can you see? Now I'm on my chart table and I need to do something which I wasn't looking forward to, and that's drilling in this beautiful wood, because I need to mount a screen. So no mistakes allowed here. Okay, I think that looks good. That looks good. Now we can mount this screen. You see this screen? This inside goes on here. Fantastic. Uh-oh, not good. Why? Oh no, I made the hole too high up. It's now bigger than necessary. I'm an idiot. For once I measured. Okay. If you now have the impression that this hole is a bit bigger, it is an optical illusion. It has nothing to do with the holes being placed in the wrong place. Why do I even bother to measure if it never turns out correctly, even if I measure, so. Also, it's basically just a weight saving. It's essential for boats to be as lightweight as possible, so the bigger the hole, the more weight I save. Such a nice weight saving hole. Now, again, ta-da, did it snap into place? I think it did. Look at this. Look at this beauty, even from the back. Yes, the hole is slightly bigger than it needed to be, but hey, it looks beautiful. I figured out that here in the fuse box, it's always wet down here, and I wondered why. And then I looked where the fuel comes in for the boat, the diesel tank, and I realized that it's around here. I unscrewed the pipe from that nozzle. So here it is, look at this. This is where you fill up the boat with diesel, and it just came out like this. No wonder, I'm rather surprised it wasn't more damp inside here. I need to clean that and seal that in. Very important, very important. Trying to get the old silicone off, but it's completely dried out. So the good thing on this boat is that it's a foam core, so if there is moisture going in, it doesn't really hurt the deck structure. In older boats, sometimes that was in wood, and it would have been a giant mess. It could have been a problem everywhere, but because there's a foam core, it doesn't affect it that much. So it's actually sound. Good old acetone. It's already dissolving my sponge and my fingers, but not the dirt. Okay, that is much better. Okay. It's commonly said when you do silicone, you don't screw it in completely. You wait silicone sets and then you properly screw in. So I peeled it off a little bit. It's not completely dry, actually it's quite undry, but I think it's a good moment to take it off. Can't be worse than it was before. Es war so viel Arbeit. Hast du mir nicht gesagt, ne?
Nee, nur ein paar Mal gesagt, dass du dich verschätzt und das ist...
Das war irre viel Arbeit. By the way, this is Guido. I met him 2 years ago at the boat fair. After telling him about my boat and my summer plans, he sailed all the way from Germany to Sweden to meet up with us in Stockholm and have a look at our boat and to come up with a plan to upgrade our battery system. We became friends and I'm excited to have him again on board. As a matter of fact, so excited that I forgot to speak English for a moment. So, erster Eindruck.
Die Busbars? Nee, gut. Ich habe nämlich schon an den Bildern geguckt, was da los ist, aber dann ist mir eingefallen, da geht's hier raus, dann geht's hier rein. Okay. Oh, du hast gute Kabel. Ich merke das schon, die sind schön weich.
Genau.
Da kommt die Sicherung rein.
Genau, es sind 3 Sicherungen so nahe wie möglich an der Batterie. Genau, da habe ich ganz viel.
Alles fest sein.
Da habe ich mir ganz viel mit einem 3D-Drucker ausgedruckt. Solche Winkel habe ich mir gebaut und das.
Sehr gut.
Ja.
Sehr gut.
So now Guido is in the process of programming our inverter.
We just made a priority that the 12-volt system has higher priority than a 230-volt system.
In other words, we want to be sure that the lights and the essential things on the boat are still working.
When the battery gets really low.
Security, safety over convenience.
Yes.
Safety first.
Okay, but I have done it, so now I'm gonna switch it on.
Oh, that's a big moment.
Big moment. We'll see now.
No sparks.
No sparks, and there's a red light. And if you can hear,
yes,
it's gonna be making a noise, and that shows that we get charge.
It says battery
low,
flat.
Yeah, low.
They are all low a bit.
But it takes some time until it goes.
Okay, the next big moment. I'm gonna switch on the 12-volt system. If I switch it on, theoretically this screen should switch on. If not, we have a problem. Ta-da! Ah, but that is not doing anything. Hello? Ah, that's all.
Yeah. So right now we're charging our phones and the laptop with just one solar panel.
Yes.
Which is sitting outside there. It's not too sunny.
So we're charging our phone and our computer for free right now with one solar panel. So basically we're saving a lot of money by having installed this system now. It's a huge saving. That's how I can explain it to Anna. Huge saving. So what's the verdict? How was my installation?
It was very good.
It was very good?
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's see if I can still switch the engine on. Sounds good, sounds like an engine. Now we need to check whether the engine is charging the battery.
There is nothing coming in.
Aha.
Something is not right.
All right. Okay, the engine is running and we are charging after a bit of issue. What was the issue?
We had some challenges in terms of a missing cable.
So
The installer just did not put a proper cable, and therefore
I put a fuse in where there shouldn't be a fuse, and I didn't put a cable in where there should be a cable. But that's only 2 mistakes of potentially thousands of mistakes. So I think it's a good average.
That is correct. However, my plan did not show that fuse.
I know, it was my addition. I wanted to be safer than safe, and there's a reason why there's no fuse, but I figured out now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your help. Amazing. Amazing, guys. I think we now deserve a dinner in a fish restaurant. What do you think? Yeah, let's go and have some dinner. It's such a relief that the battery system is working now, and that means at least one part of the refit is done. It was a long but surprisingly smooth experience thanks to the guidance by my friends. And if you need help with energy storage on your boat or car, reach out to them. They're awesome, super nice, and I put a link to their homepage in the description.
I might have over-ordered on the cheese platter.
There's one.
There's not one.
And there's another one.
There's another one, yeah.
And where did you buy this cake?
I have a confession. I wanted to do all homemade cakes. I did make my tarte aux fraises, which was...
Ah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, with our own strawberries from the garden.
Really?
Yeah. The macaron and the apple cake I might have bought from the patisserie because, I ran out of time.
How dare you, Anna?
But I do have my lemon cake. Finally, the patrons arrived. We planned this meetup a bit last minute and there were less than usual, but it's such a joy to meet the people who've supported us from afar in real life. Some have been following our journey for years and others have joined recently, and getting to show them around, share a few stories and just spend time together. It really means a lot to us, so thank you so much to everybody who came all the way to Normandy. We hope to see you again next year.